Hello and welcome to the Building the Backhand playlist. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that you'll find this playlist beneficial, helpful for your game. If you've been already following along, you're gonna be like, what? Why is this here? Well, we had to start the series somehow, and it serves as a good reminder for those of you who have already gone through a bunch of it. So you probably need to watch this video anyways. During this video, we're gonna talk about how you get from one video to the next video. And hopefully that's not just by rapid firing through the whole playlist. You're not gonna get better that way. If, that's your goal is just to give us as much ad revenue as quickly as possible, go for it. We're not gonna turn you down on that offer. But for most of you who want to improve, there's a process that happens after watching one video and before the next video. That's what we're gonna talk about. So we're going to go over mechanics. For example, we go over grip and lead arm mechanics in the first video of the playlist here. How do you get from not being aware of you properly or improperly doing this mechanic to not only becoming aware of it, but being able to implement it and going from implementation consciously to let's get this thing in our muscle memory? There's a couple steps you need to take. First, record yourself, see what you're doing there. Or you can just straight up practice the correct mechanic as I show in the videos. So we start here, we start with this lead arm, and we move this way. In the beginning, it's going to be very slow and very robotic. We want it to look correct. It's going to feel weird and incorrect. That's a good thing. That means that if you were doing something wrong before, you are now going to do something different, and different means that you're changing it, which is what we want. It's just a matter of hopefully we change it for the better. So the for the better is based off of looks initially. We don't have the mechanic. Okay, I can practice the mechanic looking at myself in a mirror or on video or just staring at my arm, for example. Cool, now I know that this looks correct. Now let me put a disc in my hand. Now, when you put a disc in your hand, your mind's gonna be like, yo, I've got this. I've done this thousands of times. Let me just ruin it like I always do, right? So just putting this thing in your hand is a whole new step to learning the correct form. So we went from, okay, in a new realm here, we can do this without a disc. The second you do it with a disc, your body's gonna try to revert back to the old. So then we do the same slow mechanical shadow swing with a disc in the hand, for example. And now we've got it looking correct at another stage. And then we can slowly go into throwing, for example. I've got demonstrations of the drills and how to do it in each of the videos. I'm just giving you kind of a broad framework here. So in this example, I might throw some very slowly, just making sure that I have the mechanics correct, not looking for results. Feels weird, feels clunky, it's supposed to, but it looks correct. The next step is to make sure that you can do this without having to set eyes on your form the whole time. Can we pay attention to it without physically staring at it the whole time? So can we automate this? For example, I'm looking at my lead arm, but not looking at my lead arm, you know what I'm saying? Automated, got it. Check in with the video after, 10 throws or so to make sure, okay, I'm doing it without having to look at it. I can feel that I'm doing the thing that I checked looked correct before. It still might feel clunky, but that's okay. Now we're going to move to more normal tempo stuff. Now, it's really important when you start moving to things that are at normal tempos, that before where I could just, for example, do this and stop my arm because I'm slow, that usually doesn't happen in a throw. If you see pros throw, they're not going boom and stopping their arm like this. Obviously, there's some follow through with that mechanic that happens. At slower speeds, we don't have to worry so much about follow through because follow through is a way that your body naturally slows down all that acceleration that we put into it. You can't put absolutely everything into the disc or else your body would like freeze and the disc would go. That'd be amazing and would be pretty cool if that happened, but it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. What a sight to behold. So now when I do the mechanic without looking at it, I want to make sure that I'm up-tempoing a little bit, not max. And so I'm gonna just be cognizant of, okay, let my body follow through so I don't injure myself, because we're doing something that is clunky, that is unnatural at first. So we're here, and I let my arm follow through, and then I can check in after a couple throws back to the video. Now, this is a good time to mention that this is not a step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 process. It usually looks more like step 1 to 2. Okay, got 2, go to 3. Oh, don't got 3, go back to 2, up to 3, up to 4, back to 2, and your body's gonna fight you along a lot of this path. So move back and forth between these as necessary. So, recap of where we're at is now we are doing it at a somewhat normal tempo, and it feels less clunky, more like a throw. So now it's time to actually do the mechanics and make it feel more natural, more athletic, and at a semi-normal speed. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put that inside my normal walk up. Nice, easy follow through, everything coming through simply. Again, check with your video, make sure you're good there. Before you click on to the next video, this is where most of you are gonna say, I got it, I'm ready to go. You're not. You need to spend time making it so that this happens without you thinking about it. And then after that, you need to make it happen not on just a field without you thinking about it, but on a course without you thinking about it. And you need to see, can I start thinking about something other than that, like hitting my line, right? Can I now be kind of accurate within this form? If when you go to aim for a gap or hit a line, it goes away, it means you're not ready for the next video. So give it a little bit more time. Your form and your journey will thank you later. But if you go and you progress to the next thing before you're ready, you're just gonna have 2 things to take care of later, and it's gonna take way longer. So that's how you should progress through this playlist. Give your time to go from, okay, I didn't even know that this was a problem. Now I'm aware it's a problem. Now it's a problem that I know I do. Now I can see that I can fix it, and I can feel when I'm doing it correctly or incorrectly. And now I don't even know if I'm doing it correctly, and I'm still doing it correctly. We've got to go through that whole spectrum, and it takes time. I hope you find this playlist helpful. We could have put this playlist behind a paywall. We didn't. And contrary to popular belief, YouTube doesn't give us that much money. So if you want to reciprocate in monetary value by the time you get through this playlist, we're not gonna tell you not to. And here's our store. All right, with that in mind, you may now watch the first of the form videos. All the best. Peace.